Hello, my beautiful little sinners. Welcome back to my digital purgatory. Or welcome if you're new. Consider this the antechamber to hell, but with better Wi Fi and less eternal screaming. Usually. Grab a drink, holy water, sin juice, whatever fuels your morally ambiguous soul, and get cozy. Because today, my darlings, we are dropping lore. The kind of lore that makes my former celestial HR department clutch their pearls and whip into their harps. You might recall in a past confession, video, I briefly mentioned the teeny elderly necessary sin of fabricating my curriculum to secure mortal employment. Well, the divine floodgates are open. I'm here to explain everything in glorious 20-minute detail, as much as I'm legally allowed, of course. Non disclosures agreements, more restrictive than the divine covenants, honestly, and with fewer plagues, usually. Let's rewind the cosmic tape. The time, the great mortal plague. COVID, a truly innovative period of human suffering, glorious for a former agent of divine punishment like myself, professionally fascinating, but logistically a nightmare for job hunting. My situation? Dire. My parents, absolutely saints, ironic, I know, were sick. My dad, bless his mortal heart, was the sole breadwinner, and me, a freshly fallen celestial being with a resume that read skills, eternal judgment, flaming sword proficiency, and choral harmonies soprano. References the Archangel Gabriel. Not exactly a hot commodity on LinkedIn. So I scroll and I saw it, a beacon in the void, a job post for a gaming company. My dears, I nearly shed a single perfect tear. It was perfect. My cover was chronically online, basement dwelling mortal gamer girl. How hard could it be? I clicked. The application was a masterpiece of mortal absurdity. Gaming knowledge? Darling, I witnessed the dawn of creation. I've seen realms Mario couldn't dream of. Of course. Fanatic of FPS games? Not particularly. I prefer strategy, long-term planning for the damning of souls. But for this, biggest player on earth. Let's go with that. The Father above forgives what lies. Probably. We're not on speaking terms. Up to date on internet slang. Oh, this was the best part. At this point, my knowledge of mortal vernacular was centuries out of date. OMG and LOL were the height of my linguistic prowess. Skibidi, I thought it was a new type of demon. Sigma sounded like a heavenly math problem. But did I click yes, I am terminally online and fluent in the cringe? You bet your wings I did. I painted a picture of a girl who lived inside her phone, a digital gremlin. It was art. And I hit send. Postulation sent. Now, the waiting period. Agonizing, like waiting for a verdict on your soul, but with more refreshing your email. Within a week, a reply. My first victory. Then, the reveal. A little cow working for a major gaming behemoth. You know the one, loved by millions, hated by just as many. constantly embroiled in controversies that will make a succubus blush. The reputation was, let's say, spicy. But initially, oh my sweet, naive fledglings, it was paradise. The outsourcing company was in its infancy. We were the chosen few. Free food, streaming services, a nap room, a literally sanctioned nap room. A vending machine that didn't demand your coin sacrifice. Gaming with PCs that didn't sound like they were summoning a turbine demon. For a year, I was living a mortal dream. I thought, this is it. I found my earthly Eden. Then, the apple revealed a worm. Several worms. A whole worm farm of suspicious activity. Favoritism. Leaders who treated the underlings like gnats on the windshields of their BMWs. Managers who were more ghostly than some specters I've met. Completely absent until it was time to assign blame. And the metrics. My love, the sacred, unholy metrics. Let me paint you a picture of my country's particular circle of corporate hell. You are required to work 9 hours, 8 for labor, 1 for lunch. That lunch hour? Unpaid. Let me sanctify that for you with my voice. Unpaid. And you cannot take it at the start or end of the day. No, 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 no. You must be present in that building for 9 consecutive hours. 9 hours of fluorescent lighting, the smell of despair and cheap coffee, and the faces of your bosses. Oh my god, the faces. Smiles that didn't reach their eyes, like demons trying to remember how to do a human expression. Who in all heavens will enjoy this? Not I. And I've seen the bits of damnation. At least there, the torture has a certain honest flair. Months bled into years. My friends and I, a little coven of disillusion, watched the theater of the absurd. The HR department became a running joke, more useless than a screen door on a submarine, more pointless than a fire exit in hell. People were gently pushed or thrown from the ark. Quiet quitting became the national sport, and I became an Olympic champion. My performance was a masterpiece of minimal effort. A celestial being doing the bare mortal minimum. I applied for internal promotions. Oh, did I apply? Oh my god. I applied for roles I was perfect for. Roles I could learn. Roles that involve eternal judgment. Rebranded as quality assurance. Radio silence. But we see others, cozy with management, get promoted into roles they couldn't spell, let alone perform. It was a nepotism potluck, and I wasn't invited. After nearly 3 years, I was done. My divine patience had expired. I was sleeping like a gargoyle with anxiety, beginning to hate the mortal coil I'd chosen, and my soul felt stapled to a cubicle wall. I declared to the universe, I am leaving this wretched, stupid, hellish company in December. I am done. And then, the first week of December happened. A shaft of light pierced my corporate cavern. An email, a new vacancy, a work from home position. I read the description. My hub, Cuddle. It was for a technical financial administrative role. It required a specific degree, a degree I did not possess. I stared at the screen. I looked at my pathetic, truthful curriculum. I looked back at the screen, and a slow, sinful smile spread across my face. Sweeten it. A little voice whispered. It might have been me. It might have been my former boss, Beelzebub. Same difference. My darlings, I didn't just sweeten it. I performed a full-scale, sacrilegious alchemy on that document. I transmuted base experience into corporate gold. I became a financial wizard, an administrative archmage. Did I lie? Let's say I perform aggressive truth stretching. I sculpted a masterpiece of fiction worthy of a best-selling mortal author. Why? Because they lie too. Oh, they spin tales of family culture and growth opportunities and respect that will make a used car salesman weep with envy. They promise Eden and deliver a poorly ventilated break room with a broken microwave. Did for that, my little sinners, an eye for an eye, a lie for a lie. I sent my beautiful, blasphemous creation into the void. 4 rounds of interviews. 4! What in the 9 circles of corporate bureaucracy is this? By the third one, I was convinced they were just lonely. Tell me about a time you overcame a challenge. Well, there was this rebellion in the Silver City. I mean, in my last team project. Miraculously, I got it. The work from home holy grail. It was in my hands. I had sold myself as the goddess of Excel, the sovereign of spreadsheets. In reality, my Excel knowledge was limited to sum and making borders. That's it. So what did I do? I speedrun a Learn Excel from zero to hero YouTube tutorial like my salvation depended on it. Blessed that content creator, a true angel walking among you, MVP of the mortal realm. And now, the afterlife. I mean, aftermath. My working conditions are better, primarily because I no longer have to witness the human mascara of my coworkers before 10 a.m. My boss lives in a different time zone, literally and metaphorically. I reclaim 4 hours of my day from the hellscape of commuting. I am reborn. Am I staying? Oh heavens no. I hate working with the coordinator slash manager case. Their brain seems to be filled with ethereal equivalent of packing peanuts. Okay, let me give you a divinely inspired example. They send a request, a detailed, a specific request for a file. We need X and Y and this by the 3rd. I, a paragon of newly acquired Excel virtue, craft this file. It takes me approximately 1 to 2 hours maybe. I send it up my chain for approval. Green light. I send it to the client officially. I breathe a sigh of relief and move on to the next request in the queue. Not even 5 minutes later, an email from the client. Hi, quick thing, could you actually change the entire pricing structure to this completely new set of numbers I just made up? And the date, actually, use my birthday. And can we make it sparkle? It's super urgent, so I need it like in 10 minutes. Thank you so much, bye! Make up your infinite mortal mind before you hit send, please. They go back in the queue, and then the team's messages start. How much longer? Is it ready? I'm just checking in. It's like being poked with a very polite, very stupid ghost. So, no, I will not be finishing a full year here. I am a migratory bird of prey, scanning the corporate landscapes for my next opportunity. And now, my beloved congregation, I turn the celestial microphone to you. Confess to me in the comments. Have you ever sweetened your curriculum? Embellish your exodus, if you will? Did you get deposition? Was it worth the slight tarnish on your soul? And if you haven't, would you? Be honest, this is a judgment free zone. I, of all beings, have suspended judgment indefinitely. If you enjoyed this tale of corporate sin and salvation, don't forget to subscribe. It generally helps fund my mortal vessel supply of hot chocolate and black eyeliner. Smash that like button. Let it be a beacon against the corporate boys. Share this with a fellow weary soul. Let them know that they are not alone in the art of holy forgery. Alright, my beautiful misfits, that's all the lore I can spill without my old HR department sending a cease and desist via hellfire. Stay sinful, stay sarcastic, and may your Wi Fi ever be strong. Bye!